A tragic thing happened during the election. It was a tragedy because you wouldn't have, think of it, all of the problems that you have today, I don't think you would have had any of them. You'd only have success. And that's what's ultimately going to unify this country and unify this party. We have a great Republican Party with tremendous talent, and we want to have unity, and we're going to have unity, and it's going to happen very quickly. And I have been saying lately, success will bring unity to our country, and it happened before. We had the best economy our country's ever had, and people were calling me that I would have said will never happen. It'll never happen. They wanted to get together African American, Asian American, Hispanic American, women, men, people with diplomas from the best schools in the world, and people that didn't graduate from high school. Every single group was doing better than ever before, and it was a beautiful thing. Our country was coming together.
It was a lot to take in at once. It was sort of the greatest hits of many of his falsehoods. The weaponization of the DOJ, he brings it up all the time now, saying the only reason he's been charged with these crimes is because the Joe Biden administration is somehow reaching out to him. Utterly false. He's been indicted by grand juries of citizens. There have been officials in New York, officials in Georgia, and even those who have come from the Department of Justice are operating under sort of a hermetic seal from the White House, so much so that Merrick Garland has said that if he were told to do something by Joe Biden, he would quit. So any claim that this is a Joe Biden effort to prosecute him is simply not true. Energy independence, Caitlin talked about it a minute ago. This is something that Trump often likes to say, that somehow things were much better under him with energy independence. The truth is the U.S. has been moving steadily toward more energy production for quite some time now. The country has never stopped importing some foreign energy, even under Donald Trump, and we do indeed produce more now than we have before. So that's something the Biden administration could run on themselves and say they're doing a better job. He raised this new claim, which we have not heard before, about 325,000 illegal immigrants being flown around the country, flown into the country by the Biden administration. That seems to trace to one article that came out very recently that we don't really have anything to back up to at this point to say whether there's truth or falsehood to it. I would say from experience it sounds specious, so we will look into that and we'll find out whether or not there's any kind of truth to that. I would tend to say probably not, because that's a very big number for people to be flying around with no sense of why they're out there. It may very well be a misunderstanding of something or misinterpretation. And lastly, he said 18 months in Afghanistan with no deaths while he was president. This has been checked out many times before. There's just no evidence that ever happened. There were times when the deaths were quite low in Afghanistan, but that also included under Joe Biden before the withdrawal. So there's no claim there. A lot of things said in a short period of time there, a lot of them not true.